South Carolina is known for its beautiful beaches, historic towns, and southern charm. But behind all that beauty, there are places with dark and spooky histories. From haunted jails to ghost-filled plantations, here are some of the most haunted places in South Carolina. Number 1. The old Charleston Jail in Charleston, South Carolina, is one of the most haunted places in the state. It was built in 1802 and was used for more than 100 years. During that time, thousands of people were locked up there, and many of them died behind its cold stone walls. Some were pirates, Civil War prisoners, and even women accused of being witches. Many believe their spirits never left. One of the most famous ghosts is Lavinia Fisher. She was said to be America's first female serial killer. Lavinia and her husband ran a small inn just outside of Charleston. Travelers who stayed there often went missing. Lavinia was later arrested and sent to the jail. Before she was hanged in 1820, she shouted, "If any of you have a message for the devil, tell me now, for I shall be seeing him soon." Many people claim her ghost still haunts the jail, especially near the spot where she spent her last days. Another spirit often seen is that of a jail guard. Visitors say they've seen a shadowy figure walking the halls as if he is still keeping watch. Some even hear the sounds of keys rattling and heavy boots walking across the floor, even when no one is there. Some guests also report hearing screams, moaning, and crying at night. Cold spots, strange smells, and lights turning off by themselves are common. Tour guides have shared stories of being scratched, touched, or pushed by invisible hands. Over the years, many paranormal teams have visited the jail. They have caught ghostly voices, images, and unexplained movements on their cameras. Many believe the jail holds so much pain and fear that the energy remains trapped. The old Charleston jail is no longer used for prisoners, but the spirits of the past seem to still call it home. Number 2. The Battery Carriage House Inn in Charleston, South Carolina, is known as one of the most haunted inns in the city. This beautiful old building was built in 1843 and has a long and rich history. But behind its charming look, many believe ghosts still live there. One of the most famous spirits is called the Gentleman Ghost. He is often seen in room 10. Guests have reported waking up in the middle of the night to see a man standing at the end of their bed. He is always dressed in old-fashioned clothing and looks very sad. Even though he doesn't try to hurt anyone, his sudden appearance can be very scary. Some people think he might have been a soldier or a past guest who died in the house long ago. Another well-known ghost is found in room 8. This one is much more frightening. He is known as the Headless Torso. Guests have reported seeing a strange figure made of dark energy, with no head and a twisted body. Some have even felt a heavy pressure on their chest or had trouble breathing while in the room. Many believe this ghost may be the spirit of a man who took his own life or was killed during the Civil War. Visitors have also shared stories about hearing footsteps when no one is there, doors opening and closing by themselves, and cold spots that suddenly appear in warm rooms. Some guests feel like they're being watched, even when they're alone. The owners of the inn have always respected the history and spirits of the house. They even warn visitors about the haunted rooms before they book a stay. While the Battery Carriage House Inn is still a popular place to visit, especially for ghost hunters, it's not for the faint of heart. With its peaceful garden and pretty views, it may look like a relaxing place, but inside, the past may still be very much alive. Number 3. Pawleys Island, South Carolina, is a quiet and beautiful beach town. But it also has one of the most famous ghost stories in the South, the legend of the Gray Man. Many people believe the island is haunted by this mysterious ghost who appears before big storms to warn people of danger. The story of the Gray Man goes back to the early 1800s. One version says he was a young man who was coming to see his fiancée. While riding his horse through the marsh, he got stuck in quicksand and died. His heartbroken fiancée was staying in a house on Pawleys Island. Soon after his death, she saw a shadowy figure of a man dressed in gray. He warned her to leave the island. She listened, and not long after, a hurricane hit, destroying many homes. but her family's house was left untouched. Since then, many locals and visitors have said they've seen the gray man before big hurricanes. He always appears quietly, wearing old-fashioned gray clothes, and disappears just as fast. People who see him and take his warning seriously often find their homes safe after the storm. Those who don't sometimes return to find their homes badly damaged. The gray man doesn't speak much or scare people. In fact, he's known as a kind spirit. His ghost is not angry or evil. He seems to return only to protect the people and the island he once loved. Some say they felt a chill in the air right before he appears. Others have captured strange shadows or glowing lights in their photos. But no one has ever been harmed by the gray man. To this day, locals believe that if you ever see the gray man, you should leave the island fast. It could mean a storm is coming soon. The Gray Man of Polly's Island is not just a ghost story, it's a part of South Carolina's history. Number 4. The Old Exchange and Provost Dungeon in Charleston, South Carolina, is one of the most haunted places in the city. It may look like a simple historic building, but its past is filled with pain, fear, and death. Because of this, many believe that the spirits of the people who suffered there still remain. This building was finished in 1771 and has been used in many ways. It was once a meeting place, a post office, and even a prison. The dungeon below the building was the darkest part of all. During the American Revolution, British soldiers locked up many prisoners there. These people were kept in small, damp cells with little food or light. Some died from sickness or starvation. Others were chained up for months, left to suffer. One of the most famous ghost stories is about the spirits of the Revolutionary War prisoners. People have heard moaning, chains rattling, and voices whispering in the dungeon. Tour guides and visitors often say they feel a sudden cold chill, even on warm days. Another ghost scene in the building is that of a pirate. In the past, pirates like Stede Bonnet were jailed here before being hanged. His ghost, and possibly others, are said to walk the dungeon halls at night. Some guests have even seen shadowy figures or felt someone brush past them when no one was there. Some visitors have also reported seeing the ghost of a woman crying in the corner of the dungeon. No one knows her full story, but many believe she was wrongly imprisoned and died alone. Paranormal teams have explored the dungeon and captured ghostly voices and strange lights. They believe the energy of all the pain and fear still lingers in the stone walls. Today, the Old Exchange and Provost Dungeon is a museum, but the spirits of the past still seem to be active. Number 5. Poogan's Porch is a popular restaurant in Charleston, South Carolina. It's known for its delicious southern food and cozy feel. But it's also known for something else. It's one of the most haunted places in the city. Many people believe that ghosts still walk through its halls, especially the spirit of a woman named Zoe. Before it became a restaurant, Poogan's Porch was a house built in the late 1800s. Two sisters, Zoe and Elizabeth St. Amand, lived there for many years. They were very close and hardly ever left the house. When Elizabeth died, Zoe was heartbroken. She started walking around the house, calling out for her sister. Sadly, she became very lonely and passed away not long after. After her death, strange things began to happen. Many people who visit or work at Poogan's Porch say they've seen Zoe's ghost. She is usually dressed in a long old-fashioned nightgown and is often seen on the stairs or looking out of the windows. Some guests have even mistaken her for a living person until she disappears right in front of them. Another ghost at Poogan's Porch is not a person. It's a dog named Poogan. He was a friendly pup who used to sit on the porch and greet guests. After he died, many people said they still felt him around. Some even say they felt something brush against their leg or heard soft barking, even when no dogs are nearby. Even though the restaurant is full of ghost stories, it remains a happy and welcoming place. Number 6. The South Carolina State Hospital, also known as the Bull Street Asylum, is one of the oldest and most haunted places in Columbia, South Carolina. It was built in the 1800s and was once a large mental hospital. For over 100 years, it housed thousands of patients, many of whom suffered from mental illness, loneliness, and poor treatment. In the early days, mental health care was not well understood. Many lived in terrible conditions, and sadly, many died there. Because of this painful history, people believe the spirits of those patients still remain trapped within the old buildings. One of the most common ghost stories is about voices in the halls. Visitors and ghost hunters have reported hearing crying, whispering, and even screaming when no one else is around. These sounds often come from the old patient rooms or underground tunnels. People also talk about seeing ghostly figures in the windows or walking through the hallways. Some say they've seen a woman in a hospital gown standing silently, then vanishing into thin air. Others have seen shadows moving across the walls with no one nearby. Though parts of the Bull Street Asylum have been turned into shops and apartments, the ghost stories haven't gone away. The dark past of the hospital continues to echo through its halls. Number 7. The Church of the Cross in Bluffton, South Carolina, is a beautiful and historic church built in 1857. It sits by the May River and is known for its lovely Gothic-style design. But behind its peaceful look, many people believe it is haunted. Over the years, visitors and locals have shared ghost stories connected to the church and the land it stands on. One of the main reasons the Church of the Cross is believed to be haunted is because of its history during the Civil War. In 1863, much of Bluffton was burned by Union troops, but the church somehow survived. Some believe that the spirits of those who died during that time, including soldiers and townspeople, still wander near the church. One popular ghost story is about a mysterious woman in white who is seen walking through the church grounds late at night. She is often spotted near the front steps or by the river. Some people think she may have lost a loved one during the war and still comes back searching for him. Another chilling tale is about ghostly music heard coming from inside the church when no one is there. Some have reported hearing organ music and quiet singing, even though the building was locked and empty. Others say they've heard soft footsteps in the pews during evening hours. A few visitors have felt sudden cold spots or a strange sense of being watched, especially when walking alone on the church grounds. Some even believe they've seen ghostly faces looking out from the church windows after dark. Despite these stories, the Church of the Cross is still an active and loved place of worship. Many people visit for its beauty and peaceful surroundings. But for those who believe in ghosts, it's also a place where the past still lingers. Number 8. The Abbeville Opera House in Abbeville, South Carolina, is a beautiful old theater with a lot of history. Built in 1908, it was once a popular stop for traveling performers and entertainers. Today, it is still used for plays and shows, but many people believe the building is haunted by spirits from the past. One of the most well-known ghost stories is about a woman in a long dress who is often seen in the balcony. People say she appears during shows and quietly watches the stage. Some believe she was a performer who died many years ago and still returns to the theater she loved. There are also reports of footsteps in empty hallways, lights turning on and off by themselves, and doors that open and close without anyone touching them. Staff members have shared stories about hearing voices when no one else was around. Some even say they felt cold spots or a sudden chill in certain parts of the building. Another ghostly tale is about a young boy who may have died in the opera house long ago. People say they've heard the sound of a child laughing or running up and down the stairs, even when no children are present. A few visitors have even seen a small shadow dart across the stage or balcony. Some performers have said they felt nervous or watched while standing backstage. Others report missing props or strange accidents during rehearsals that can't be explained. Many believe that the building's long history, combined with the energy from years of performances, has left behind strong spirits. The Abbeville Opera House is still a loved and active part of the community, but its ghost stories add an extra layer of mystery. Number 9. The Dock Street Theater in Charleston, South Carolina, is one of the oldest theaters in America. It was built on the site of a former jail and slave market from the 1700s, which makes its history dark and full of mystery. Because of this, many people believe the theater is haunted by spirits from the past. The land where the Dock Street Theater stands was once a place of suffering. Enslaved people were held and sold there, and many prisoners were kept in the jail below. Some of these people died in pain and fear. Today, visitors and workers say the spirits of those who suffered still linger in the theater. Many ghost stories come from the Dock Street Theater. One famous spirit is said to be a woman called Emily. People say she appears dressed in old clothes and walks quietly backstage or in the dressing rooms. Sometimes, actors and staff have heard her footsteps or seen her shadow, even when no one else was there. There are also stories about strange noises, such as doors opening and closing by themselves, whispers, and unexplained bangs. People working in the theater have felt cold spots or sudden chills. Some have felt like something or someone was watching them. Another ghost story tells of a man who was once a jailer. Some believe his spirit still roams the halls, making strange noises and moving objects. Visitors have seen shadowy figures moving quickly through the theater or caught unusual shapes in photos. Paranormal teams who have investigated the Dock Street Theater have recorded strange sounds and captured ghostly images. Many think the spirits are connected to the painful history of the land and the people who lived and died there. Today, the Dock Street Theater is a place of art and performance, but its haunted past adds a layer of mystery. Number 10. Crybaby Bridge in Anderson, South Carolina, is a spooky place known for strange and ghostly stories. It is an old wooden bridge over a small river, and many people believe it is haunted by the spirit of a crying baby. But why is it haunted? The truth comes from sad and mysterious events from long ago. The most common story says that many years ago, a baby died near the bridge. Some say the baby fell into the water or was left there by accident. Others say the baby's mother was very upset and came to the bridge to cry. Since then, people believe the baby's spirit still cries near the bridge, especially at night. Visitors who come to Crybaby Bridge say they hear the sound of a baby crying, even when no baby is there. Sometimes, the crying is very loud and sounds like it is coming from under the water or the bridge itself. People have tried to find the source, but they never find anything. Others have seen strange lights or shadows near the bridge after dark. Some drivers say their cars stop working or flicker when they drive over the bridge at night. Many say they feel cold spots or a sudden chill, even on warm nights. Some stories also tell about ghostly figures of a woman near the bridge. She is believed to be the mother of the baby, still searching and crying for her lost child. People have seen her standing on the side of the road or walking slowly across the bridge. Paranormal investigators who visited Crybaby Bridge recorded strange sounds and caught unusual images on their cameras. These experiences support the idea that the place holds restless spirits. Today, Crybaby Bridge is a place where many come to test their courage or explore the ghost stories. Number 11. Chicora Cemetery in Charleston, South Carolina, is a place with a deep and often overlooked history. Established in the late 1800s, it served as a burial ground primarily for African American residents, including freed slaves and their descendants. Over time, the cemetery fell into neglect, and many graves became unmarked or were lost due to urban development. This lack of care and respect is believed by many to have disturbed the spirits resting there, leading to reports of hauntings. Visitors to Chicora Cemetery have shared eerie experiences. Some report seeing shadowy figures moving among the trees and headstones, while others hear unexplained whispers or the sound of footsteps when no one else is present. There are accounts of sudden cold spots and feelings of being watched, even on warm days. These sensations contribute to the belief that restless spirits inhabit the grounds. One particularly haunting tale involves the apparition of a woman in white. She is often seen standing near older graves, appearing sorrowful and lost. When approached, she vanishes without a trace. Some believe she may be mourning a loved one or represents the collective grief of those buried without proper recognition. The cemetery's troubled past, including the displacement of graves and lack of maintenance, has led to a sense that the spirits of those interred are not at peace. Efforts have been made in recent years to restore and honor Chicora Cemetery, aiming to bring dignity back to the site. However, the ghost stories persist, serving as a reminder of the importance of remembering and respecting those who came before us.